Okay, so let's bring in our model. Let's create the three views in the isometric and then start adding some dimensions. So the first thing that we always do, again, we always work left to right in Inventor, and under place views, the first thing that you have is something called base. So by clicking on the base, you can go locate a model that you've already made, and it's actually going to create the view for you. So what we need to do is locate that model. So after clicking base, there's a little folder icon here where you can open an existing file. So if I click on that, I can then go navigate to my student folder in the V drive down here. I know mine's not showing up, but you're going to go into your student folder and then go into your subtractive folder and click on the part file. For example, we want to grab this one, your subtractive modeling. So, and we're actually opening, we're clicking on the part file, which is the actual 3D model, and then I'm going to hit open. As soon as you do that, it brings up a preview on the screen of the model, and it always starts with your front view. So I'm just going to click OK for now, and it brought in the front view of my subtractive model. Now the thing that's cool is you can now click on the edge of this. Notice how the red dotted line pops up. When you see that, that's allowing me to now move this view wherever I want in my drawing space. Now typically your front view is going to be down here in the lower left corner. So I'm going to just place it somewhere in that proximity. So you can go ahead and do that too. And then now we need a top and a right side view. So let's go ahead into the next thing, which is projected. So if I click on projected, you'll notice right away it references the current view that's already on my screen, and as I move my mouse around, it starts showing me the different views based off of that front view. So let's go ahead and just kind of drop in our right side and our top. So if I just bring my mouse over here and I left click once and let go, doesn't matter, don't worry about the spacing right now. And then let's go and do a top view. So I'm going to left click there. Now after I'm done clicking those two views, and actually you know what, let's do the isometric as well. So if you bring your mouse kind of up in this area, you can also add in an isometric. So I'm going to left click that. So I've just added three views, but you need to tell it that you're done adding views. In order to do that, you right click and hit create. So you got to right click and hit create. That's important. If you don't, it's not going to drop in those views. Notice how it automatically generated the front, the right side, and the top, and now my isometric. If I move the front, notice the icon changed with the line pointing up and a line pointing right. That's because this front view is also going to control the top and the right side view. So notice when I move it, there's lines that are connected to the top and the right side. The thing that's cool with that is it keeps them aligned perfectly. So I'm going to do something like that. And you know what, I'm going to move that over a little bit more. That way I can then move my isometric so it's not going into my grading scale. So that's how you can bring in views from an existing part file. Again, we started with the base, and then we dropped in a top view and a right side view using projected. Now I just want to show you something. I'm going to delete this. I could do all of that in one swift move straight from the base. So you could just leave yours on the screen and just watch this. I'm going to go base. Again, I'm going to go back into my subtractive and hit open. And this time, I'm going to do all the views right now while I'm in this, because last time we just clicked OK, and then we went and did projected. But you can actually do all of these at once. So I can do all that right from the base, and then I can move and do that. So it's a matter of preference. You know, sometimes it's less clicks if you do everything from the base, which is fine. But you could do all that right in from the base. Or you could do the base like we did, click OK, and then go into projected. Let's do one more quick little setup. There is a way to change. I want to make this, instead of just the wireframe method, just the lines, I actually want it to be shaded. So if I hover over the edge of this isometric when you get the dotted lines and double click on that, so I'm going to double click when I get the dotted lines, it brings up the drawing view window, and under style you have some different styles for this view. Right now it's in hidden line removed or wireframe mode. I want to switch that to shaded and then click OK. We always want that thing to be shaded. And the other thing is, if I want to change the scale of these, I could change the scale. So let's go to this. Remember, the front view always controls the other two here. So if I double click on the edge of that one, you can actually adjust the scale. So let's say if I wanted it to be even smaller, maybe go half the scale, right? And then click OK. It would make those views much, much, much smaller. But ours is going to be, what did we say? We said we're going to try 1:1. So I'm going to double click back on that front view. I'm going to switch the scale back to 1:1. And then we're going to start doing some dimensioning next. And we're going to do that in the next video because this one's getting a little bit long. But before I leave, please make sure you hit save and save this so you don't lose your work. In the third video, we'll add in our dimensions.